Hello, everyone. I know we've got people all over the world, and they have given you some great updates. Congratulations to all of you who got those DRTs. The DRTs obviously doing the right thing. That's one of my favorite things outside of those who are doing hashtag good. Hashtag good is my favorite thing. I believe that you should owe no man anything except your love. And so one of the biggest philosophies that iBoomerang is actually built around is the concept of being debt free. Get out of debt. Get out of debt. You know, network marketing, one of the things that you normally find in the industry of networking is you find a lot of people and a lot of companies who have a philosophy, or I don't want to say companies, but you'll find a lot of companies who have a culture of, you know, when are you going to get this nice Lamborghini, or when are you going to get this nice Rolls Royce, or when are you going to get this nice Mercedes or BMW or whatever? And that's great, and I love that. And you're going to see that as well in iBoomerang. But most importantly, I love when I hear people talking about, I just paid this off. I just paid off my BMW. I don't know. Now, Mark, what you showed me yesterday, Mark, were you reserving that for anything special, or did you mention it already?
He said he's waiting for the deal.
Okay, but you know, one of our ambassadors here, one of our diamonds, JaCkper just sent a message yesterday, and it was the highlight of my day. It was the highlight of my day, and it was just as important as some of these humongous checks that people are earning that I'm watching. Is that she paid off her, I think it's a BMW, was it BMW? She paid off her BMW 7 months early. Another good story by JaCkper. And she's taking the money and putting it away and getting out of debt. One of the things that I can tell you that has propelled many people in network marketing to force themselves to have to join another company is they spent all the money in their highest earning years of their company. Now, what we've done in iBoomerang is that we've actually done some things to make that different. We've done some things to circumvent that. That's why we have hashtag just different. We've got a completely different set of philosophies that work for us, that will work for you. Couple things that we've done before I really get into the training is we've eliminated many of the reasons why people have to go out and change companies, okay? We've eliminated a lot of those, and some of you will start to see that unfold. Remember, we're just in from March 11th. We're now, you know, we're going, okay? We are going. We're nowhere near where we're going to be. We're nowhere near where we want it to be at this time, but we've done pretty well. You know, we right now, when you look at the number of active users and distributors or ambassadors that we have, over 30,000+ active ambassadors that we have in that short period of time, it's okay. We were planning to be somewhere around about 50 to 60,000 at this time in terms of actives, but we understand why we're not there. So we're not trying to overrush what we know we're going to do. We're just going to get excellent at the basics. What we're focusing on over here now are the basics, but we've eliminated some of those reasons of why people find themselves having to go and test out other grass, okay? The thing I tell people say the grass is green on the other side. Yeah, sometimes it looks that way, but you still have to mow it. You still have to go out there and crank that mower up and mow the grass. That means that you've got to work. You've got to work. One of the reasons that people have to go out and do something different, number one, is because they fall into the proverbial recycling bin in network marketing. And what do I mean by the recycling bin? They fall into this trap of recycled, you know, people that they have to recycle over and over and over and over and over again. Boy, these guys are good. Oh, I can see me now. I can see me. I look like the guy on my left now. Okay. Anyway. But they have to go through the recycling bin. And why do they have to go through the recycling bin? Because we've talked about the statistics. You know, you've got the average person in network marketing, average customer, who actually stays around for about 79 days. Recruiting never grows into the sky. And it's the same thing with iBoomerang. you're going to have what I call your maximum recruiting years. Okay. It's the truth here, guys. We're not going to promise you something that's not true. And I've seen it over and over again. They say, well, 20 years from now, or when this company's 50 years old, it's going to be better. Yeah, the company is better, but what about the opportunity for you? Okay. The opportunity in iBoomerang is the best that it's ever been right now. It is getting better because we have not hit our sweet spot yet, but every day there's about 2,000 customers that are no longer on the market that you will never be able to get. Every day, 2,000 customers disappear. They disappear every single day, and you'll never be able to have them as a part of your organization. And so I want you to imagine that when we are, 1,000 days into the business, okay, if we just stayed at this level here, that would be 2 million customers that you no longer have access to. If we stayed at this pace. Now we're ramping up right now that around January, between January and March, we're going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of around 10,000 customers per day that are coming into iBoomerang. Okay, 10,000 customers on a daily basis, and maybe even, I believe it's going to be higher with some of the things that just happened, that we're just showing up. I won't even speak to them in advance, but some of the things that we're just showing up right now that I believe you're going to be accelerating through that, and maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of 15,000 customers per day within the first quarter of 2020. It's just going to be absolutely amazing in terms of what takes place. If you got some tape, just put some tape on that other thing over there, because the shadow came back on this side. Okay, yeah. On this, there we go. It's getting brighter again now. Okay, so you don't have that proverbial recycling bin of network marketing. Typically, and it doesn't mean that your company or all those other companies are bad. We're not saying that. What I'm saying is, I understand, and I've been doing this for 29 years. I'm not going to say that I know everything, but what I will say about network marketing is I'm very good at being able to predict what the future is in this industry. And instead of predicting the future in network marketing, I decided to go out and create it. Okay, we decided as a team to go out there and make the standard. If you pay attention right now, you'll find all different types of companies now thinking that getting involved in travel solves all of their problems. Okay, I'm watching companies now who are makeup lines. Oh, we now have travel. They just announced. I'm watching cryptocurrency companies. Oh, now we got travel now. I'm watching Forex companies. Hey, listen, travel solves all of our problems, because they're watching what it is that we're doing, which is a good thing. And I think you should watch. You should pay attention to what's going on, but it was no different than anything that we've done before. Coffee was like one of the taboo things in network marketing. Got involved, and we created some major shifts and major waves. Everybody started getting into coffee, but you couldn't even name any other company who was in coffee because they were so far behind in second place, because they thought coffee was the key. Coffee's not the key. Vision and leadership is what it is. It's vision and leadership. This actually, iBoomerang could have been about selling, portable speakers. And if we found something unique in portable speakers, guess what? Everybody be saying, we got to get in portable speakers. Why? Because they look at the growth that we have and they think it's about the product. It's not about the product, ladies and gentlemen. Stop getting fixated on what I call false certainties. Okay, that is a false certainty. If I go out and get the same product, I'll have the same result. It doesn't work like that. And what I find is that most people mimic our product, the thing that they can see, instead of mimicking the leadership. Why don't you read the books that our leadership team has read? Why don't you have the experiences and mimic the experiences? Mimic the behaviors that we perform. Mimic the way that we treat our ambassadors and our team. Go and keep your same product, but mimic the things that actually work. That's where the difference is. It's not in the product, okay? And so you're going to start to see a lot of different things that unfold. So we're eliminating that. Number one, our customers don't have an auto ship at all. We don't want our customers to have an auto ship, and they never will, not through our Boomerang. They won't have an auto ship. I'll talk a little bit more about that at Vision. I'm going to share with you the real vision. Some of you have heard a portion of the vision, and I'm going to slow it down because I do know that we have our Spanish call that's going on right now, and they are translating. So I'll remember to slow it down a little bit. So we have eliminated that as well. We are a customer-centered business. We understand how to gather customers. Remember, this didn't just start now. This vision started back for me in 2014, whereas I had generated a program that was called March to a Million, and that was to create 1 million customers within a 12-month period of time. So I've been working on this since 2014, 2015, and it just happened to be, it's taken 5 years to have the right scenario and the industry be at the right place in order to make this move and make this vision come to fruition, okay? And so you can't just bandwagon an idea and say, well, you know, we're gonna sell electronics and this or that or nutritional supplements, and we're gonna add coffee, and we're gonna be just like them. We're gonna add travel. Or maybe sometimes they add travel because they feel that we're looking to take their distributors, or their distributors will come over here in iBoomerang. Here's the thing, guys, I wish all companies success. Even the other travel companies. We're not after your reps. You know, I hope we don't have any iBoomerang ambassadors camping out at anybody's opportunity meetings or sneaking in onto their calls so we can try to get their reps. Guys, listen, there's a population out there of how many people on this planet now? Over 7 billion, Mark? 7.5 billion. 7.5 billion people on this planet. And why, you know, it doesn't make sense to go try to get somebody who's in travel to come to iBoomerang. Get somebody who's got a dream, okay? Get somebody who's got a vision. When you look at it, the number of people that are born every single day, the number of people that turn the age of 18 every day, that replenishes the market in network marketing. This is what has allowed the recycling bin companies to kind of stay afloat. But what we're doing and what you're going to see, you've seen nothing yet. You know, you've heard me talk about the PRIB, but you don't understand it. I can tell you right now, I had Peter Hirsch over here, and Peter Hirsch was one of the reasons that I started iBoomerang because of the connection and him bringing and introducing a technology to me. And he's sitting here, and since the inception, and I'll mention some things, he says, man, I just didn't see it that way, right? And so trust me, don't think that you understand the PRIB because you understand the letters, P-R-I-B. That's not, you know, but you're going to see it. You're going to feel it and see it in Las Vegas. That's what I'll tell you. You'll see it, you'll feel it in Las Vegas. So we're eliminating a lot of the things that you don't have to go through anymore. And many companies, to copy us, would have to re-engineer their entire program. It's almost like, you know, Blockbuster couldn't keep up with Netflix. Why? Because they would have to re-engineer their entire program. Did you see Netflix having stores all over the world? No. Blockbuster thought that was the deal. When you look at Amazon today, why is it that Walmart can't keep up? Because they have to re-engineer. They can't do it. They can't do it because Jeff Bezos knew a little bit more about technology, shopping behaviors, and things of that nature prior to Walmart understanding it. Walmart was trying to perfect their model. It's almost like trying to perfect the rotary dial telephone at this moment. You can perfect it. You can have the best rotary dial telephone right now, but you're not going to compete in the future, okay? You pretty much have the best antique that maybe one or two or a small group of people are going to be attracted to. And so I want you to understand that you're part of something special. You won't have the recycling bin. Are you going to have people that quit? Of course, you're going to have people that quit. We've already had 1 or 2 people quit at Boomerang, right? Just 1 or 2, just a couple few, right? But that's expected. In the very beginning of you building a business, we already budgeted. We knew that when we first started, 40% of our enrollments were what we call emotional enrollments. Why? Holton Bugs is starting his own company. And we have people say, I'm getting in. I don't care what it is, I'm in. Well, 40% of those who have that attitude, when you get in and don't know what it is, you only get in because of a name. Well, when that name becomes repetitious in your mind, it's no longer special, and you don't have anything to hold on to, so you fall out or fall away. That's normal. We budgeted for that. We knew that in the beginning. But what we did plan for as well, that you're going to see, is a resurgence of people that become a part of iBoomerang who've never been involved in network marketing. This is the first company that they will ever join. And this is also the last time that they will put their signature and their credit card on a network marketing application. Okay, that's what our goal is, and that's what we are building here, right? So number one, I want to say thank you for all of you who are on right now who have made iBoomerang what it is today. Thank you for every customer that you've gone out and acquired. Thank you for every ambassador that you have introduced. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for believing in this vision. Thank you for believing in my dream that I have. And I wanted to make sure that my dream was big enough so that everyone who becomes a part of iBoomerang, there's enough space for them to accomplish their dream as well. Okay, and that's what we've got here. So just always remember, guys. It's not products that make a company. I've seen some people who joined the business and they went on and they used the technology and they had an experience that didn't work for them. Welcome to life. I knew someone who was born and they had a day that didn't work for them. They didn't quit life, but you're gonna have that takes place. I'm now a travel expert and I'm comparing prices to places in Afghanistan. And I saw that I can get a hotel on hotelsomewhere.com in Afghanistan, and it's 45 cents cheaper. You're going to have that. And so what we're doing, here's what I want you to know that we're doing so that you can pay attention to where we are. What we're doing is we're learning a little more about all of our technology as well. And so we're all going through a learning phase, and we're making simple, small adjustments as we go along. Now, the thing I want you to understand is that what we have designed, we told you, and Edwin Haynes and T. Gray showed you as well through the comp plan training. We have designed what we call the Lamborghini of opportunities and compensation plans. Okay. Yes, we have. I know what people earn in the industry, and I know how stable those earnings are and why those earnings take place. And I know what our people in iBoomerang are earning, and we intentionally have not gone out there and tried to post it on Business for Home. We haven't. We're just flying. We can't fly under the radar, but we're just minding our own business, doing what it is that we know, staying in our lane. And but we have the Lamborghini. And here's the thing: when your Lamborghini is in second gear or third gear, and that's kind of where we are. All right, we're about in almost about third gear, about to shift to third gear. We'll shift to third gear in September 1 in Vegas. It's difficult, or it takes more patience and it takes more precision to complete the building of your Lamborghini while it's driving 70 miles per hour. Okay. Now we got a couple of options. We could park it and say, okay, let's park it and nobody recruit, nobody do anything, and let us just go ahead. But we knew from the very beginning, this is not a surprise to us. We're not saying, wow, man, we didn't know. No, we started this company. We had the vision for the longest. I had this vision since 2014 of what could happen. I just happened to say, you know what, I'm not going to pass this vision over to another owner and say, you go out and create my vision. I took responsibility for that. At the same time, we knew that we had not been planning the launch of this company for a year. Some companies say, oh yeah, we've been planning for 18 months. It doesn't take 18 months to plan a company these days, okay? What we did is we said, let's go for it. Let's do it. But we knew that we would build and modify, build and modify. You are a part and a product of build, modify, build, modify, build, modify. And so I want to let everyone know who's on this call, not to have expectations that everything that you have seen stays exactly the way that it is. It will evolve, okay? iBoomerang will evolve, and it's evolving on an everyday basis. We've got an incredible team. We've got other members of the team now that you don't even know of. They're not, they're not as talented specifically from a marketing standpoint, such as T. Gray and Mark Kipcart. So you won't see them like that. But we've got some very sharp intellects. We've got a lot of brain power behind iBoomerang and where it is that we're going. Okay, so we just understand that. So a lot of the things, the pitfalls that you go through in networking, you're not going to have them here. Some of the things you are going to have. You're going to be disappointed. I've been disappointed. I had what I call a high volume, low CV moment over here at the iBoomerang office one day. All right. And the people upstairs I didn't even know they were here. They heard me and tuned. They says, close the doors, close the doors, close the doors. Why? Because you have those moments. Okay. And so what I've learned to do is have a bad moment, not a bad day. Okay. I allowed the moment to be bad. Sometimes I've read books and you know what? And they had bad chapters, but just because it was a bad chapter, I didn't focus on the bad chapter. I focused on the chapters that worked for me. And sometimes when I read through the table of contents of books, I read the subtitle and I say, oh, I don't need that chapter. Here's the chapters that I'm looking for. This is what I need. And I'll go and I'll grasp information from what it is that I need. We have enough to offer right now that you can build yourself and set yourself up for financial independence for the rest of your life. We do. And maybe you're in a country that iGo platform is not working for you the way that you thought, because maybe your hotels already are pretty cheap. Well, here's the thing that I told a group in Florida. If you're staying at the Easy 8 motel or hotel, and that's where you go to Easy 8 Inn, and it's $68 a night, you can't expect a $60 discount. You shouldn't expect that. But here's what I know. And I'm going to get to this as part of my training today. If I was on the outside, and I'm biased, I have to admit I am biased, but I do know what I'm talking about. If I was on the outside and I knew the leadership that was here and the environment that was going to be provided here, and my product didn't even work, and I would join iBoomerang, I probably wouldn't care about the product. I would join and stay active for 18 months just to be in the environment of success and wait until they find a product for my country or whatever it is. Why? Because the personal development is the biggest product that we sell. Let me rewind. The personal development is the biggest product that we sell. You're going to start to see a lot of that as well. You say, well, Holton, that doesn't make sense. Well, I'm a product of that. You guys know what happened to me my first 7 years. My first 7 years, people say, well, how much did you spend in the company? I estimated we spent over $70,000. How much did you make? $7,000. We spent $70,000 to earn $7,000. Well, Holton, that's a bad business decision. Well, we got $1 billion, multiple billions of dollars of education through that 7-year process. Would I exchange making $5 million or $7 million in those first 7 years and eliminate what I learned from personal development? Not in a heartbeat. Wouldn't do it at all. At all. Now that I know better. If you would have asked me in the beginning, I didn't understand the value of the personal development that I was getting. I didn't know that I was making deposits in a bank account that I will withdraw from 12 years later. I didn't know it. It was like I had an annuity of information. I couldn't withdraw from it at that time. It's just like many of you now. You're depositing money into your Social Security retirement benefits. And the government says you can't withdraw for 40 years. And people will take delayed gratification for 40 years to get an average of $800 a month. And the average person only lives 2.5 years after they retire. Because there's a system that has taken our minds and warped our minds and reshaped our minds to accept that type of information. And we look at our children and we say, that's okay. That's what you should do. You should go to work for 40 years and collect 2.5 years after depositing for 40. That didn't sit well with me. Way back then, I was just different. I'm like, why would I do 40 years? And I'm not complaining or putting down anybody's job. I don't want you to think that I'm putting down your job. I'm sharing with you a mindset that I want you to learn how to adopt, and it may take you a little bit of time. Well, Holton, you're the CEO. You would say that you'd stay around here for, well, some of you and some of our ambassadors are going to be here and not use the product for 18 months anyway. Some of us are not going to do anything for 18 months, and we're going to stay in the business and be around the environment. And guess what? You're going to find that next Edwin Haynes. You're going to find, that next Emmanuel Bernstein, that next Sam B. You're going to find that next leader. You're going to find, that next Cesar Munoz, that next Daniel and Toledo. You're going to find them some way. They're going to pop up in this company. And so I'm just sharing with you how to evaluate everything that's in the shopping cart. Everything that's in the shopping cart of iBoomerang. iBoomerang is not a travel portal. iBoomerang is a movement. You're going to see that. It's a movement. It just happens to be that we have an incredible technology that allows people to benefit from it. Okay? And so don't get sidetracked. And what I want you to do is this. I want you guys today, I want you to take some notes today based off of what moves you about what I'm talking about. And when you take those notes, write down, don't just take notes and write down the things that I say, because that's material for your Instagram posts, which, by the way, don't bring you any ambassadors. I want you to write down what I say, and in the next column, how do you feel about what I just said? Because now what you're doing is you're taking a deeper dive with knowledge, and you're internalizing the information so that it can go and work for you. Quite often we listen to speakers and we listen to professionals so that we can collect material so that we can get on our conference call and sound like. It's no different than, I'm going to start a travel program. Well, I know we sell cosmetics, but we're going to do travel too because it's the trend. The fastest growing company is doing travel. No, stay in your lane. Write down the things that impact you. And in the second column, how does that make me feel? How does that shape my thinking? Does that make me move in a different direction? Those are the things that I want you to understand. So I didn't come on the call today to train you on how, and to give you a recap of Lori's Travel Tip Tuesdays. There's a place for that, and Lori does a phenomenal job on Travel Tip Tuesdays. That's what it's called, right? Travel Tip Tuesdays, right? But I came here so that you can understand and have a few principles that govern the acquisition and the attraction of wealth. And I'm going to share with you 7 principles, 7 principles of being core. 7 principles of how you can actually be core. Okay. What do I mean core? Okay. How you can stay centered. If you ever look at great gymnasts, great athletes, they've got a strong core. Okay. The center of their strength, it's here. And so they focus on the core elements before they just try to get big biceps. Mark Kithcart. Anyway, so they focus on those things. And so, you know, iBoomerang is for some of you, it's your marathon. And I'm going to show you how to get in marathon shape. And there's 7 calisthenics, if you will, that you must perfect if you want to build you. And once you build you, what you will notice is when you give away a boomerang, you'll notice that it's going to be to the right person. When you approach a person as a prospect, it's going to be the right person. Why? You've changed and you've started attracting, okay? You've started attracting the right people. And so sometimes in networking, we think that the business doesn't work. The business works. There's some other elements. We want to get you in that jet stream of attraction, if you will, okay? So we put some simple things in here in terms of what you must do to build the business. But I'm going to go ahead now and start our training about being core.